Hi everyone, welcome to our mediation today. My name is MIRZA, but feel free to just call me BATRISYA. I'll be your mediator today, and I want to thank both of you for being here and choosing to engage in this process. So, before we get into the details, let's just start with some quick introductions. So, could I ask each of you to introduce yourself and maybe let me know what your name or title you prefer I use when addressing you this morning?
Good morning. My name is Mrs. Aji. I am here because I believe we had a valid agreement for me to purchase Mr. Deva's property, and I want to resolve the issue fairly.
Okay, well, how about you, Mr. Deva?
Hello, good morning. I'm Deva Murti. You can call me Deva. And I own the property in this question, and I'm here because I want to avoid the legal conflict and settle this matter peacefully if possible.
Great. Now that we all know who everybody is in this room today, we can get started discussing the mediation that's going to take place this morning. So generally, mediation is a voluntary and confidential process where both parties come together to discuss their issues and work toward a solution which they both agree on. And usually, unlike court or formal procedures, you will stay in control and nothing will be decided for you. So today, you will both sign an agreement to mediate, which outlines the basics of this process. But it's okay, I will walk you through it just to make sure that everything's clear. So the agreement to mediate, you will sign it later. But let me make an introduction and explain some ground of rules first. Okay, like I said earlier, my name is BATRISYA and I'm actually a qualified mediator. I've been mediating for 4 years now, and as your mediator, my role is to stay neutral and impartial. I'm here not to take sides, judge or make any decision for both of you, but instead I'm here to facilitate the conversation, keep the process respectful and on track, and I will also help you both to explore options and identify solutions together. So you also can think of me as a guide for the conversation, but you are both the decision maker in this room. So is this approach sound alright for both of you?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great. So you also can jot down any points said by the opposite parties and may give any ideas to resolve these issues. Our mediation today will be very informal, as you both have the chance to speak, listen or raise concerns, and also sharing ideas. If at any point you feel uncomfortable or you need a break, just let me know. Also, if either of you would like to speak with me privately, we can pause for a short conversation, and what you share in that space will remain private and confidential unless you give me permission to share it. Plus, everything, as I've been told just now, everything discussed today is confidential, and the notes I take during the session is only just for my use, and it will be destroyed at the end. I will not share anything said in this room with anyone else outside the session. However, I am legally required to break confidentiality only in very specific situations, such as if there is any disclosure involving harm to self or to others, or certain legal obligations. Other than that, what stays here stays here. Lastly, I want to stress again, this process is completely voluntary, where both of you are not required to reach an agreement, or you can choose to end this session at any time you like. My goal is simply to help you to have a productive session and conversation. Finally, before I open for both of you to discuss, there are several ground of rules that we need to stick on. First, please allow only one person to speak at one time. Please allow the other parties to finish talk first before responding, and kindly respect each other's view even if you disagree. And please be present throughout the whole session. Unless there is an emergency, just let me know. And lastly, let's all observe common courtesy in how we speak and listen. So, can we agree to follow the ground of rules, or do you want to add on any ground of rules?
No.
No. Okay. Then, before we begin, can I just check, do either of you have any time constraint or need to leave earlier today?
No, I already emptied my schedule for today's mediation session.
Yeah, me too. I'm also free my schedule today.
Okay. Alright, thanks for that. Any other question before we get started? No. Okay, before we continue with our mediation today, I have told you earlier, I would like for both of you to sign an agreement to mediate, which show that both of you voluntarily agreed to join our mediation this morning. So this is the agreement template. You can read before you sign. Okay, thank you. So I now will invite either of you, whoever wishes, to begin by sharing your perspective on what has happened. So who would like to start first?
I would like to start first. Thank you, mediator. On 14 September 2005, during a prayer ceremony at my mother-in-law's house, Mr. Dewa offered to sell his semi-detached house to my husband for 300,000 ringgit. Then he also confirmed the sale in the presence of a lawyer, which is my husband's brother and other witnesses. After discussing the offer with my husband, we agreed to buy the house, and I paid 30,000 ringgit as a deposit the next day, and the remaining 270,000 ringgit will be paid within 3 months with a 1-month extension. Then he promised to hand over the necessary documents, but only partial documents were provided. On 29 September, he refused to proceed unless the purchase price was increased to 400,000 ringgit. He returned my money, the deposit money, and refused to proceed. The highest price that I'm willing to pay is only 3,000 to 5,000 ringgit only, but I believe the original agreement was fair and in good faith.
Okay, now that we already listened from Mrs. Archie's side, so how about you, Mr. Deva?
I want to be clear here. I never made a firm agreement. Yes, there was a conversation during the gathering, but I had been drinking and drunk at that time, and was not in the same state of mind in order to assume there was any contractual obligation. Therefore, there was no intention to form a contract. There was no written agreement, no document, and no clear term as how the sale was to be affected. I returned the 30,000 ringgit because I never agreed to sell it formally. I only discussed casually with her husband, not her. And she was never among the group when the sale of the property was discussed.
You made the offer and took my money, though there was a lawyer too.
I returned the money because I never agreed. I was drinking, it was just talk.
You promised to sell. Now you're going back on your word because someone is offering more?
Hey, you please think what happened. You were not even the one I spoke to.
Okay, let me stop both of you for a moment. Thank you to both of you. I understand this matter is quite emotional, but I really want to remind you that there is ground of rules that we already agreed to, which is one person speaks at a time and we must maintain respectful communication. So let me sum up first. What I'm hearing is that Mrs. Achi believes that there was a valid oral agreement and she acted on that belief by paying a deposit. And you, Mr. Dewamati, you dispute that an agreement was made and you say you were under the influence and you also have no intention to sell the property at all. So we have different understandings on the same situations, but it's okay. I appreciate that both of you are here to talk this through, which shows a willingness both of you to resolve the matter. Okay, just let's continue this discussion calmly by setting the agenda. So, what are the issues or maybe the common ground would you like, which both of you like to discuss?
First, I want to discuss about the payment I already made to him and the offer to buy the house.
I want to make clear that there was never an agreement and that I returned the money to you already.
Okay, so the common grounds here seem to be that both of you want the property and settle this matter quickly without going to the court. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, now that we have agreed with the common grounds, I will again give both of you space to talk directly to each other about this matter. But still, remember to follow the ground rules that we have agreed on, which is one person speaks at a time and you also must show mutual respect.
I'm offering 3 to 5,000 ringgit now, even more than the original price. That's all I can do. What else do you want?
It's still not enough. The market value is higher and I feel like I'm being pushed into something I didn't agree to.
Deva, I am not trying to pressure you. I just want what was promised. You agreed in front of people.
Hey, that was a legal promise. I was just being polite during family event that time.
Okay, I see this is a very sensitive issue for both of you, but thank you for expressing your views clearly. So if you both agree, I would now like to move into private session or caucus session. Again, I would like to stress on that everything said in this session will remain confidential unless you ask me to share it. So do you both would like to move into caucus session?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but before that, just don't worry. Both of you will be given an ample time for the caucus session. And I just want to ask that how much time do both of you need for our caucus session today?
I think 5 minutes will be enough for me.
Yes, me too.
Okay. Then we will do our caucus session for 5 minutes for each of you. And I now invite either of you, whoever wishes, to start first to have a private session with me. So which of you would like to start?
I will let you go first.
Okay. So sorry, Mr. Deva, but I think you need to step out first so that I can have caucus session with Mrs. Achi. Can we do that?
Okay.
Okay, thank you for your patience, Mrs. Achi. I just want to check with you privately now. Just to remind you, everything we discuss in our room today is completely confidential unless you allow me to share it. Okay, from your perspective, what outcome would you think it would be fair or acceptable to you in this situation?
Honestly, I want the property as agreed. 330,000 is my maximum. I have made arrangements financially and I am already stretched, but I am not sure if he will even consider about it.
Okay, I understand. But if this didn't get resolved here, what do you think might happen next?
Then we will probably have to go to the court. And I don't want that. It will hurt everyone, including my husband's relationship with him.
That's so helpful to know. And before this, you mentioned about 330,000 ringgit is your final offer. Are you open to discussing some terms that might make your offer maybe more appealing, such as quick settlement or handling paperwork?
Yes. I'm willing to complete everything within 30 days and my lawyer can handle the process. But the amount cannot go higher than 330,000 ringgit.
Okay, I understand that. Thank you. And may I know, would you like me to share this to Mr. Deva?
Yes, sure you can.
Okay. So, if there's anything if you don't want to add anything, maybe we can end our conversation now. So, do you have any question?
I think no.
Okay. So maybe you need to step out first so that I can have a conversation with Mr. Deva.
Okay.
Thank you for waiting, Mr. Deva. So I just want to stress back that this session is also private and confidential. And actually, I want to understand what is your main concern in this situation?
I feel like I'm being pushed into something that was not real to begin with. I never intended to sell the house under those conditions, and the price now doesn't feel right. Not make sense.
That's completely valid. So does it mean that you still want to stick with your decision not to sell the property to Mrs. Archie?
Yes.
Okay, let's say that is your final decision. What if Mrs. Archie wants to bring this matter to the court? May I know how you would handle that situation?
If possible, I don't want to bring this matter to the court because I know it's complicated.
Yeah, that's right. And if you go to the court, it will cost you more, and maybe you will even have the chance to discuss the property's price and that you prefer. And maybe in worst case, the court will decide the property's price for you.
Okay, then I might accept to sell if she agreed to pay me 335,000, but only if it's fast and she handled the legal side. I want it clean and done.
Okay, I appreciate that. And what if she agrees to settle within 30 days and take care of all the paperwork? Would you be willing to proceed?
It's not ideal, but yes, if she really agreed to handle everything.
Okay, so would you like me to share that with her?
Yes, let's see what she says.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Deva. Maybe we should take 5-minute breaks before we start our joint session back with Mrs. Archie. Can we do that?
Okay.
Okay.
5 minutes later.
Okay, now that we have met during our caucus session, so thank you to both of you for your openness during our caucus session just now. And as we return to this joint discussion, I believe there may be a middle ground for us to explore further. I now would like to invite either of you to share your thoughts or proposals based on where we left off. Maybe there is something that you don't even share, so this is the time for you to share it.
I will agree to sell the house to you, but if you agree to pay me 335,000.
I have thought about it. At first, my final offer was 330,000 ringgit, but I can increase my offer to 335,000 ringgit, but that is my final number. I am also ready to complete the payment and settle the matter quickly.
Alright, I will accept 335,000 on the condition that the payment clears within 30 days and that your lawyer handles all the documentation and the bank statement.
Alright, I can agree to that, provided the agreement is clearly written and we both sign it.
Okay.
Okay, is that all that you want to discuss?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So just to confirm, here is what I understand, what you have been agreeing on just now. So first, the property will be sold for 335 ringgit, am I right?
Yes.
Second, Mrs. Archie will make full payment within 30 days.
Yes.
Okay. Third, she will handle all legal procedures and paperwork, including loan redemption. Am I right, Mr. Archie?
Yes.
Okay. Fourth, vacant possession will be delivered upon full payment. And the last term is that the terms of this settlement will remain confidential. So, does that correctly reflect what both of you have agreed on?
Yes, I confirm.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So, by having this agreement, I think this is our final decision today. And congratulations to both of you for reaching a fair and respectful resolution today. I appreciate your cooperation and willingness to listen and compromise. So based on the agreement just now, I will now prepare the final written agreement for your signatures. Okay, so can you wait for a few minutes for me to write down the agreement?
A few minutes later.
Okay, thank you. So there's details that I need to confirm. So Archie, anak perempuan Sophia, is the purchaser, am I right?
Yes.
And Dewa Murthy, anak lelaki Sophia, is the vendor, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so here is your agreement, and I need for both of you to sign the agreement, the mediation agreement, and please read the agreement first before you sign. Okay, so on 2nd May of 2025, both of you have reached the final decision during our mediation session today. And lastly, I would like to thank both of you for using mediation to resolve this matter peacefully, and I wish you both of you the very best. Thank you.